Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our special YouTube Bodhi Day service. Today's service will be hosted by Tacoma Buddhist Temple's Lotus class. This is a special service where we commemorate Siddhartha Gautama's enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, where he became the awakened one known as the Buddha. We will begin today's service with the reciting of Andanati Sarana.
Go.
Namo tassa varahato arahato sambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance.
Next, we will have our Oshoka representative. Next, we will have the sutra chanting of the first part of Amida Kyo.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo
Namo
Butsu. Namo Butsu.
Namo
Namo Butsu.
Busatsu Amida Kyo. Nyoze Gamon Ichiji Butsuzai Shae Kokuki Ju Kikodoku On Yodai Bikushu Senni Hyakugoju Ninku Kaize Dai Arakan Shusho Chishiki Choro Shari Hotsu Makamokenran Makakasho Makakasenen Makakujira Rihata Shurihandaga Nanda Ananda Ragora Kyobon Hadai Binzuru Harada Karudai Makakohina Hakura Anuruda Nyoze to Shodai Deshi Yosho Bosatsu Maka Satsu Monju Shiru Ho Oji あいった菩薩賢高大菩薩上昇人菩薩四如是と初代菩薩九尺大観音と無料昇天大祝二次仏語長老舎利発十世祭法果樹満足仏道右世界妙圧極楽合道右仏語阿弥陀根現在説法舎利発非道学校妙意極楽合国修上無宿単住昇楽光明極楽右舎利発極楽国土七十乱順七十羅も七十五十大勢四方周遭異名成功非国妙圧極楽右舎利発極楽国土右七宝地白毒水十万五中地大順に根社富士四辺街道金言瑠璃ハリ五条上右六角薬医金言瑠璃ハリ社交着手名の二言直視地中蓮華大名車輪小式証拠王式王公釈式釈公白式白公二名公説舎利発極楽国土上十如是空毒将軍牛ら発非牧国土上差天学黄金維持昼夜六時二万だれけ五国修上上位昇誕各位英国上宗名家供養他法十万六仏即位直事伝統本国本直表情舎利発極楽国土上十如是空毒将軍武士舎利発非国上小主奇妙合式市長白国弱オム舎利大量ビング無名市長税商州長長夜六時水場和下音五音延長五根五力七時菩提文八正道文如是東方合同修上門前恩に開失年仏年後年祖舎利発尿物意思長実税財宝少々小医者が非仏国土無三幕主舎利発合仏国土小無三幕土子名が教右実税小州長改税阿弥陀仏欲両方温泉流変化小座舎利発非仏国土二風水道小法五十十法羅網水味妙音非尿百千十学道寺草門税恩赦開示年上念仏念法念相死心舎利発合仏国土上十如是孤独将軍ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダ ガニシクドク平等正妻道法壺大神往生安楽Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namandap, Namandap, Namandap.
We will now have a Dharma message.
Everyone, please join me in Gasho. Namandabs, 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 namandabs. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone has enjoyed the Bodhi Day service so far and are excited for the holiday season. When I began brainstorming my Dharma message, I initially tried to jot down every Dharma lesson I remembered throughout the 10 or so years I have been attending this temple. I couldn't think of much, and out of those teachings, I could only come up with stories for a handful of them. However, one message that has stuck in my mind is the lesson of impermanence. Before the COVID-19 pandemic hit, my life was pretty well balanced. I would have school in the morning and then have some sort of sport or club I would go to right after school. On days I didn't have an after-school activity, I would usually have a lesson or appointment to go to fill in the time. I would then either hang out with my friends or play video games, and then scramble to get my homework done in the last hour of the day before I get to sleep. This balance allowed me to keep my grades up and my body in somewhat good condition while I was able to enjoy my social life as well. However, when COVID forced the world into lockdown, this balance that I had gotten so used to collapsed. All the activities that were keeping me busy throughout the day were suddenly stripped away from me, and I was left with nothing much else to do. Desperately trying to keep myself entertained, I decided to take in some new hobbies that I had previously had no time to start. First of all, I decided to enroll into a tutoring program that would help me keep on top of my education, so I wouldn't need to focus so much in online classes. Second, I began watching a whole bunch of anime as I had nothing else to do in my spare time. Third, I had a short time period where I was into baking different kinds of bread and pastries, like macarons. I was also able to meet and befriend a whole bunch of people at my new tutoring place, which was able to satisfy my social needs. These hobbies, along with my new friend group, were able to establish a new balance in my life and kept me busy and happy. However, after the vaccines were rolled out and as life began normalizing, I was left with a huge mess. The perfect balance I had made pre-COVID pandemic was now clashing with my perfect balance I had made during the COVID pandemic. The sport activities I was participating in directly crashed with my tutoring times. The piano, Japanese, and cello lessons I had were now interfering with my baking time. The plans I had made with my school friend group was now clashing with the same times as my other friend group from tutoring. And possibly, worst of all, the increased homework I had got from school ate away at my anime watching time. I was initially eager to take up such a challenge and try to juggle all these activities at once, trying to not let a single activity slip by. I believe that if I was able to do these activities at one point in my life, I should be able to do them now. However, the toll of such juggling was taking on me was quickly becoming apparent throughout the month of September. By late September, I knew that I wasn't able to keep this lifestyle any longer. I was sleep deprived, I had a mild cold, and my brain was not working as effectively as it used to. I knew in my mind that I needed to stop this lifestyle before I further damaged my body, but I was scared that if I were to drop an activity, then everything would fall apart. This fear haunted me until my parents sat me down and had a talk with me about my busy schedule. I, who was initially scared of dropping any activities, tried my best to convince my parents that I was able to keep this schedule until the end of the school year. However, as I slowly started to look over my schedule, I began to realize that trying to do everything will eventually whittle me down to nothing. My parents were finally able to convince me to drop my cello lessons and take a break from tutoring classes and prioritize education and my water polo. And the results were almost immediate. I started feeling more rested and relaxed. I was able to hang out with my friends more often and have more fun experiences. My mild cold went away and my brain was able to work at full capacity. In short, my life became a lot less stressful and I was able to do the things I enjoy while maintaining my grades and my sport activities. All of this boils down to the importance of impermanence. Although the word may have a negative connotation, the idea of impermanence is so beneficial to our lives that we aren't able to live without it. Nothing lasts forever, no matter how much we wish it does. I sometimes wish this COVID outbreak would last forever, so I don't have to go to school in person anymore. But I'm also aware that there are other families that are suffering greatly due to this same pandemic. Trying to cling on to everything from the past will end up burdening you in the future. So learning how to let go of certain things is crucially important as us human beings. Thank you so much for listening to my Dharma message. Please join Gasho. Namandabs, 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 namandabs. Thank you very much.
Next, we will have a reading of Metta.
May the wisdom of all compassionate ones so shine within our hearts and minds that the mist of error and foolish vanity of self dispelled. So shall we understand the changing nature of existence and reach spiritual peace.
Thank you for joining us today for this year's Bodhi Day service. We would like to thank all of this year's participants as well as Reverend Koyama for his assistance. Until we meet again next year, please stay safe and have a happy New Year's. Please join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.